What's up, little bros? You got Big Bro here. I want to make this episode for my subscribers. Thank you so much for rocking with me, for being different. A lot of people refuse to be different. They want to follow crowds, follow trends, and they end up destroying their lives. I want to really thank you for being different. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to go more in depth on why I do not purchase cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or mining companies. Like I said, if you want to, I hope you make a crap ton of money. And if you do, pay off your debts and think about joining and becoming a paid membership of this channel to help support the channel. I don't have any Patreons, any classes, any Discords, and I will never have any Patreons, Discords, or classes. So think about joining if you're debt-free and if you make a lot of money from cryptocurrencies. Thank you. You can show your support for me making content almost 3 years now, not getting paid. Let's talk about a video that Chris Norland made. I want to say shout out to Chris Norland. I'm going to use a clip from his video. Me and him have talked behind the scenes, away from the comment section, and me and him share a lot of the same core values. Let's get into his clip.
Just telling you guys, I want to get your opinion. I'm going to share mine. So again, it could be hacked, it could be deleted, it could be broke some sort of policy. It could be also too that there's content on the channel that has put them in some sort of crazy liability. And this is a real thing. You get to be someone of Kevin's size, right? It's 1.88 million subscribers. It's a lot. You could tick off any number of people, especially for all, it's not just Kevin, all of those YouTubers that were pumping FTX, etc. And some people lost a lot of money and you don't know who's watching you. And this is something that I've told you guys about on this channel several times, right? I'm well aware that when you're watching this, you're a human being on the other side of the camera, and I take that into full consideration, right? So, my channel, I don't just say, hey, all day, every day, oh my God, you have to buy my scammy this, scammy that. I just don't do that because I know you're...
He made a clip, or he made a video, as I should say, about Meet Kevin. Now, Meet Kevin is, he's a grifter, has classes for sale, always trying to get money from his subscribers, allegedly. But me and Chris Norland share a lot of the same values. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what country you're from, what background you're from, what religion you're from. If you share a lot of the same core values of trying to genuinely become a great person and be a great person and not use other people on your come up, you will have great karma. See, let me give you an in-depth dive into why I became a person. I don't like to say influencer. I like to say a person, a normal person who's just sharing his journey. It took me a year to decide to want to become a YouTube sharer. I'm just gonna say a YouTube sharer, because you're literally putting your personal life out there for a bunch of people to see. I found it easier to put my honest life out there and never change, because when you tell so many lies, you got to remember the lies you told people, and people will critique that. I've showed people who've changed their stories multiple times. When you stick to the same story and you are genuinely the person you are on and off camera, it's very easy to make content. It's not hard to make content for me because I'm just being the person that I am on and off camera. What a lot of people up here will do is they needed social media to dictate where their life is going to go. Meaning, without those Patreons, out those Discords, and out those without the Patreons, Discords, and classes, financially, they are not able to achieve the nice houses, the nice cars, the nice clothes. Me, on the other hand, I use my personal life as my own personal life and show you on social media on how I was already doing it, working hard. I don't base my life on money. I base my life on value that I can provide someone else. When you get up here on social media, you're gonna have to understand something. If you decide to make a channel, you're gonna have opinions. You're gonna have a ton of opinions. You have to look at it like Andrew Tate looks at it.
I like the color. You like the color? Yeah, I had mixed reviews on the color. Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color's your Bugatti?
When people get up here and say your channel is horrible, you got to say, okay, well, what is your channel about? 9.9 times out of 10, you go, they don't have a channel, they don't have any videos, they have nothing about themselves, they don't have a picture in their avatar, you don't even know if they exist, but they're bashing what you're doing, trying to provide a service to someone. I've always said it's very easy to grow a channel when you're up here lying to people and you're promising people a bunch of things that will never come true, but your credibility will be destroyed. I've always wanted to maintain my credibility. I've never got up here and followed trends, meaning what's hot in the markets or what's hot on social media at the time. We can go back in a time and we could talk about NFTs. We could talk about metaverse. We could talk about C3 AI. We could talk about cannabis stocks. We could talk about tech stocks. We could talk about SPACs. We could talk about all the things that are pumped in trends. I've never followed them. I've always stuck true to the key values of who I am on and off of social media. It's very easy to grow a channel when you're telling people false things and being a false prophet. It's very hard to grow a channel when you are telling people the truth that a lot of people don't want to accept. People will say, you only have 500 subscribers. And then when you get to 1,000, you only have 1,000. And then you get to 10,000, you only have 10,000. Those are numbers that they have in their head. I met my goal. My goal was to get 1 subscriber and I got 1. So I set my goal that if somebody's going to listen to me and someone's going to follow my journey, I did what I set out to do. Somebody else's goals does not affect my life because nobody is going to pay my bills if I lose my job. What, I'm going to set up a GoFundMe? I would never do that because I am a type of person, I like to do it myself. A lot of people on social media, they needed your money for their clothes, for their cars, for their studios, for their houses, for their kids' college funds. And me and my fiance already had set in place how we were going to do it ourselves, and then we were going to share it with other people on how we did it. When you take a look at a channel like Our Rich Journey, they said in the beginning of their videos, from the very beginning, they were very frugal, they worked very hard, and they saved for 8 years, and they lived way below their means. And what happened? They got up and they moved to Portugal. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Portugal. Portugal is different. It's very relaxed. There is no hustle and bustle. In the big cities like Algarve, you may get that. In Lisbon, it's more touristy. But when you go to Portugal and you go overseas, they live very different than us. This is why we set up a journey for us to get out of this country. The United States will always be our home. But I believe Chris Norland, he lives in Korea. Our Rich Journey, they live out in Portugal. Our goal, and we already have real estate, is Aruba. We did this without social media. So when people say when someone says, I don't know what I'm talking about, you really got to take a look at the proof of the pudding. If you go back to the very beginning of my videos, I was racing on tracks with sports cars. I was at Eagles games. I had Corvettes. I had Hyundais. The only thing I did was upgrade from a Hyundai to a pickup truck, a Corvette to a Shelby. I showed you the process of how we purchased a condo in Aruba, how that's being rented out through the LLC. That's perfectly legal, then LLC, and that money that we're getting from that is paying our utilities, is paying the association fees. That's how you do it. I bring you with me every day or every other day when I'm not on vacation to work with me. I bring you on vacation with me when I'm away from work. So if a person always has plays and always has stocks and always has something to talk about to sell you, you really got to take a look at, did you buy their lifestyle or did they earn their lifestyle? No regrets? Get it.